All right, everybody. Welcome to the Essential Credentials Podcast, episode 19. And tonight, we are talking about everything about refractors. That's it. And it's awesome because not only do we have Greg, my co-host down here.
What's up?
Like a baller. We've got two of the more influential YouTube personalities / authors about baseball cards. So we've got, if I get it right, Tanner Jones, TanManBaseballFan. What's up, man?
Sup?
he's yeah. We're not just gonna leave that alone. And then we got Nate, also known as
Tops 85401. Yeah.
There it is. I was gonna say you can't leave that part out, man. Come on. Yeah, we're all pretty excited because I was thinking about it, guys. I'm like, we should do a refractor episode. How have we not done that yet? And everybody knows about refractors. It's a parallel that's continued to now. All the Bowman and Topps products, they're still in there. And everybody knows about how popular the 93 set is, but I thought it would be really cool to do kind of a showcase / kind of background on refractors. So it's pretty exciting to have you all in here for sure. Anybody got a refractor story to start this thing off? Like why refractors? What makes them so amazing?
Well, I got a little refractor story. I could get it started. When early on my second round of collecting baseball cards, I was at the LCS and I happened to see a refractor in the showcase, and I was like, I gotta have that thing, you know. And I'll start off. This is the card that started it all for me. I'll just show it real quick. And this was sitting in the showcase during Griffey's, during the peak of his career with Seattle. And when I picked this card up, I had absolutely no idea how much I was going to fall in love with refractors. But literally, it's like I bought this card, and then my first thought was, where have you been all my life? And
Yep.
And I've been buying refractors ever since.
I like it. I mean, I really don't have any memories of looking in those showcases. And if I did see a refractor, the $80 price tag when I was a kid probably swayed me away from even considering it to be a card that would be in my collection. I mean, what about you, Greg or Tanner? Any early refractor stories for you?
Well, I just think refractors, they popped into existence for me pretty early on because around 95, I think, I don't really have too many 94 refractor memories, but I remember 95 Finest, and that green, it was very unique, that design for 95 Finest. And I remember buying quite a few packs and getting refractors, and that was like just seeing that shine on that card. It was like mesmerizing. You couldn't look away. Just you kept looking at this card because it was just so unique. It was
right.
Totally different than anything else that you could see. And so I remember seeing just the 95 Finest cards in people's showcases at card shows. And then I started like to backtrack with Beckett, and you'd see like the 94 and the 93 Finest, and 93 Finest has always had crazy prices. Beckett used to be insane with their prices. And so then you start to see them occasionally in the showcases, and I just remember like clinging. I always had like a strong attraction, for, like Angelina Jolie, like
that's right.
You wanted to hold it, both of them. You wanted to hold it. And,
oh man, keep going, Greg. Keep going.
Yeah, you wanted to just hold the card, and you couldn't look away from them. So I'd say around 95, my love for refractors started, and then I did a lot of research. As a kid, you just became obsessed. You look at Beckett every day, every week, and so you'd see and just fantasize about all the refractors that you could get that you can't afford, but one day when you get older and you have a real job, you will be able to get them, which will lead into a later story about one of mine. But yeah, for me, refractors played a big part in my collection as early as 95.
Yeah, so
Nice.
for me, I'm not really sure exactly when it started. Okay, I just know that once I saw them, I was hooked. Now, for me personally, I was child of the 80s, of course. So just like most everybody out there nowadays that's on the internet and collects baseball cards, I grew up during the junk wax period. So you have cards like this. This is iconic, right? 1990 Topps.
Yep.
Ken Griffey Jr. Beautiful card, but guess what? It's like it's broken or something. Like it doesn't shine or refract light at all. It's just like
What's wrong with it?
Yeah, it's definitely not a card even worth putting in a top loader, man. For sure.
You don't feel like you could jump into the card like
Exactly.
you can with a refractor.
This is not Angelina Jolie.
No,
this is
there's
like
no gold at the end of that rainbow.
This is maybe Meryl Streep. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. But hey,
that's a good one.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like, I love this card. Don't get me wrong. But compared to like a refractor, like I'm not just going to sit here and look at this and be like, yeah, it's beautiful. I literally get lost in refractor cards. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you can pull out cards that you've seen forever and you just look at them and, they just speak to you differently, depending on the light that comes on them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm listening to all these stories, and I don't think I owned a refractor as a kid. So I guess I got gypped of my, I had my Angelina Jolie phase, because that was post collecting as a kid. So, I mean, I can definitely tell you how it was when I got my first A-Rod refractor when I started collecting, and it's still one of my favorite cards, the 99 Topps Chrome, which I'll show a little bit later. But there's something about them, man. I mean, almost every one of my refractors goes into magnetic, not because they're expensive necessarily, but because of how beautiful they are.
Well, I actually have a refractor area for my salmon cards. So the front of the storage is just for salmon refractors because they mean that much to me. Refractors, I even do that with my Franks. I have like a special refractor area for Franks just because I know that if I'm going to look at cards, there's a good percentage that I want to look at the refractors first.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, like if you were to put out 100 90s cards of your players, and we're all sitting in like a showcase area at the National, not to sell our cards, but to just show them off to people, which people do. If we were all there together and we had 100 cards and we were to ask people, tell me like 3 that stand out, most everybody's going to pick refractors, even though they're not the most expensive. They're going to be the people that say, oh, that Quantum Leap because it's expensive. But no, most people will say, well, those refractors stand out. It's not about the price. It's about how beautiful they are, man. And they are definitely the cards that I think mean the most to us that I'll collect the 90s for sure. I mean, I can't think of another parallel that is all over the place from 93 on that stand out. So
think about being at a card show and, the lights are shining down on the displays and you're walking past and suddenly like you get blinded.
It's like this. It's a double take. Like, yeah.
You're like, what is that? And then you see like the shine of a rainbow and you're like, oh, I need to look at that card, So like, it was just amazing what refractors could do because they would just, you see them in your peripheral, like, oh, what was that? And you'd go take a look and you may end up buying it. So Top like hit a home run for sure with refractor.
Right.
Like a moth to a flame. Yep.
Big time.
Man. Definitely. Well, let's kind of go in chronological order here. I feel like that would be the best way to kind of give people a little bit of a timeline of these refractors. And each time we hit a year, if you guys have cards you want to show off, just pull it up. I'll get you guys on the big screen there. And we'll just go from there. So who wants to do like a little background on 93 Finest? Because for me, A-Rod wasn't in Topps until 98. So really, I really don't have anything from that prior to 98. So what was the deal? Topps came out with this Finest product, and was it a big hit when it first came out? Like, did people latch onto it, or
kinda? It was, if I remember correctly, I think and y'all back me up on this and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that those packs started out like, or shortly thereafter, were like $20 a pack, or something. So like this was a big deal. So 13-year-old Tanner didn't even have those cards in his dreams, okay, let alone actually pulling out a $20 bill that could have picked up an entire box of 91 Fleer that sit next to it. So 93 Finest, it's been said that the refractors, there's 241 of them is the current run. One thing that's very interesting about the 93 Finest refractors as well is apparently what happened with the boxes is the actual pack that contains the refractor is different from all the other packs inside the box. So a lot of times what dealers would do is, okay, here's the whole box. Okay, yoink, take that one out and replace it with something else. And there you go. There's the box. So, yeah, it's they kind of, did a little oops there, I guess, as far as Topps goes with inserting the refractor cards at that point.
Never heard that story before. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's new information to me.
And it was one per box, right? If I'm correct on the refractors on average.
One per box. And you also have to be careful, if I remember correctly, for the sealed boxes, because there are some people, I don't think, I'd have to check again. I had a 93 Finest box that was sealed a while ago, and I think if I remember correctly, the actual wrapping doesn't have any Topps logos or anything like that at all.
Oh, okay.
So actually would seal the boxes again and say, hey, here's a sealed box. You're guaranteed to get it or whatever. And they open it up and there's no refractor pack.
Yeah. I mean, people have been doing this pack searching and switching stuff out since the beginning of baseball cards. Like kind of a little history with me on the 93 Finest refractors. When I started collecting Barry Bonds, I just remember that was my unicorn card. As far as I was concerned, that was the pinnacle of a Barry Bonds pickup that I could ever imagine, was a 93 Finest refractor. And keep in mind, this is early on. I mean, I was out of the hobby between 91 and 96. I kind of got back into the hobby in 97, and then I really got back in 98. So I wasn't too familiar with all the products that were released during the 90s. But the first product that really attracted me and that I went after hard, and I pretty much finished the whole Bonds run, were the refractors.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't blame you on that. Frank was the actual unicorn for me as well, the 93. I dreamed, I was like, man, one day I'm going to own this Frank Thomas, and you all will regret the day. Yeah, I wanted the Frank, so I can totally understand. When I see a salmon refractor I don't have, I usually pick it up just because I want to own as many salmon refractors. I want to own as many Frank. Like, if my collection was all refractors, I'd be happy.
Well, I mean, the only thing I can tell you about 93 Finest is when we were at the National, and Greg and I were there with Alan, and we were walking around, there was the display case in the middle that had like 4 boxes, Greg, something like that, of the 90, and it was like 500 something a box, right?
I don't remember the price on it, but they were expensive, just like I remembered as a kid.
And I got to ask, how many cards are in the set? It's like 100 or something.
Wow, you know what? I think it's the checklist is 180 cards or something.
Okay, so think about this. You got one card in there that's a refractor. It could be, Willie McGee, who's what's worth $10. I mean, I cannot see taking that kind of a gamble. I can't do it, especially after what Tanner just said about the resealed and pack searching. I wouldn't even touch that ever.
Well, things get a little more interesting there as well. Not, everything isn't as it seems when it comes to 93 Finest refractors. There are a lot of condition issues, especially the centering. And some well-centered commons can go for big bucks. So really? You don't just look for the Nolan Ryans and the Kirby Pucketts and the Frank Thomases and the Ken Griffey Juniors. You also have to consider looking at the Oral Hershiser's and the Eddie Murrays. And I don't know specifically, who is big and who isn't or whatever, but I do know that there are some out there that can command a quite a premium.
And that's great.
They actually had like some quote unquote short printed people in there for refractor. So like the stated print run was, or believed print run was 241, but it's been somewhat common knowledge that certain players are believed to be short printed. I think Pudge is one of them. Who, like, you'll see, the common guys selling for maybe $20, $10, but then you'll hit like a Pudge and it'll go for like 160 or something because people have perceived it to be a short print. I don't know the legitimacy. I don't know if what the scientific knowledge and study is on it, but there are believed to be certain players that are short printed in that set. So those refractors, when they hit, they usually go for more money, which is kind of what Tanner's talking about. Certain players demand more, and I think that's because of the perceived or real short print issue with them.
Yeah, either someone's hoarding them, or they're short printed, or for whatever reason they never were pulled, and they're all in the same, lot of cards that haven't been opened up.
Well, does everybody have their 93 cards that they'd like to show? I know I've seen Greg's, and I know there was a little bit of a story behind that bad boy after the National.
I'm looking at mine right now. I could show it, yeah. Okay. So there we go. Barry Lamar.
Beautiful.
And the 93, what I love about 93 Finest Refractors, one, green on the All-Star cards really pop. But two, you'll notice the etching is just fantastic. And it really brings out like all the imagery of the player and the background and just everything about it. Like when you look at Bond's wristband, for example, it just has its own dimension within the card. And then the Giants logo, if I get the lighting right on it, pops. And then the All-Star, you get it in the right light, and it gives it so much dimension. And that's something that's missing in some, not all, but some of the modern refractors. Mm-hmm. They take that etching away from them. But look at that. It's just so beautiful. And the green really shines. Green and light blue, I think, are some of my favorite colors on refractors. But just fantastic card there.
Does everybody's look like that, by the way? Because honestly, I haven't seen. No. All right, let's.
Well, the All-Star is different than the non-All-Star cards.
So there are okay. All right, so they didn't just use green. Greg, can we go from Nate to Greg? Because Greg, you have a 93 Tim, right?
Yeah, and it's
we'll go to Tanner. Dude, I get mixed up, man. All right, go ahead.
So these are the other versions, which are not green, as you can see. The Paul O'Neill and the Tim Salmon, it's more of a silver, and in the background it's got that it's circle on them. So they're quite a bit different than the normal 93 green, which I really like the salmon in this. It looks a lot different than the normal green, and obviously the Paul as well. I'm a big fan of these. I do have the Frank.
There it is. It finally came back.
Yeah.
Pretty.
As you can see, they're both 93, but they do look pretty different, and that's pretty cool. I'm a fan of them not all being exactly the same. So yeah.
Right. Beautiful. And then Tanner, sorry, Greg, that was really bright, so I had to do something about it. What about you, Tanner?
Okay, so here's my Jose. I'll try to see if I can get it to
there you go
pop for you a little bit.
There you go.
My webcam sucks, but anyways, ultimately the one thing that's interesting about the 93 Finest Refractors, this has given people fits as far as figuring out if they're refractors or not. And the reason why is because you look at the colors, you see it's got green, it's got blue, light blue, dark blue, red, yellow, orange. It's got all the colors of the rainbow. And so refractors are supposed to have, be doing the work as far as the color goes. Yeah. So I've had to do some videos to help folks out as far as determining if they actually have the regular card or the refractor.
Gotcha. No, that's awesome. It really stands out.
That's interesting because to me, I guess I'm just a seasoned baseball card person, but I can always tell. I don't know that I've ever had problems. There's a refractor versus a non-refractor.
There's actually like evidence showing that some people are incapable or have more difficulty being able to define a refractor based on how their vision and the way that their brain interprets the colors. So I know that there are some people that really have a tough time telling. Clearly the four of us don't, but
are you serious?
I think it's like about 2% of the population. They're not able to see that refractive finish on a card.
Four people.
That sucks, man.
Terrible.
So that's why sometimes you get people that really can't tell.
So here's what's interesting that I'm thinking to myself. You guys all have a 94, I'm assuming, right? Or at least
I got 94.
Yeah, well, it's okay. You guys stink, but whatever. But no, seriously, is it labeled on? When did they start labeling Refractor on the back? What year was that started? Because
I think it was 1995.
Yeah.
And all they did was on the 95s. The way that they labeled it, they put like a small R or something.
I have my Cora from 95, and I'm not.
I don't think anything on 95 finest.
I think it's 96. Yeah, because my 95.
Maybe it is 96.
Well, let's see.
I thought it was 95.
Let's see some 90. Let's see some 94s first, because I want to see the difference between the two. Because honestly, I get them mixed up every now and then because I don't. They're not a card that I look at all the time. So, Greg, you got one? Oh, yeah, I've seen one of those before. Now I know the difference.
Okay, so 94s are interesting because not only do you have finest, but Bowman's Best also had a refractor in 94.
So that's a 93, Greg, compared to the 94. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you prefer, Greg?
I think 94 was kind of a dud. Just in my personal opinion, the 93 I think stands out more. I like it, but it just, I don't know. It just feels like a continuation of 93. I feel like they kind of phoned it in on that one. So I'm not a huge fan of 94, but I do. There's the Bowman Best right there.
Yeah, this is the Bowman's
really
Best.
Yeah.
And what's funny about 94 Bowman's Best refractors, this is their debut. And boy, that shine really comes good on this. I got a nice angle here. But they don't sell very well. Just in general, they don't sell nearly as well as the finest. And I don't know why. I don't know if any of you guys would know why, but they look beautiful. I think the green does pop more. And like you can kind of compare. Yeah, the green really does pop better.
I know the Bowman Best had some pretty bad issues with fading and hulking.
Okay.
That's even before the hulking ever that's even before the hulking was ever an issue. They just never had the same collectability. Maybe the background is too much nonsense in the background. Yeah, it might be a little too busy. But they're classic cards. I love them. The 94.
What do you prefer there, Tanner, for you? Do you have a preference between Bowman's Best and the finest?
So for me, I'm going to say the 94 finest. I love how they look. And again, I just really wish my webcam could pick up how beautiful these are. But interestingly enough, these are kind of deceptively hard to get. They're sneaky rare, I guess is what I would call them. And so interestingly enough, let's see which one. This one right here, I literally had somebody send me a video of a base card and a refractor of this specific card, asking if it's a refractor or not. So that's what kind of prompted me to do a little Twitter tutorial for people.
Right. Well, and I remember a buddy of mine sent me a picture saying, "Is this Manny Ramirez a refractor or not?" And you didn't have a very good picture of him. Like, I don't know. Take a video. Like, I can't see.
Put the light on it. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, that's, if we can all agree, natural sight, like sunlight coming in onto a refractor, might be the best thing ever in card collecting, which we can't simulate today, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Sunlight brings out the luster better than any other type of lighting.
Yeah. So,
in doubt, get sunlight and a video, and you can usually figure out if it's a refractor.
Yeah, for sure. Well, moving on from 94, since I'm going to finally be able to contribute one thing until 98, I've even got my headlamp mounted on my my computer, so this should actually work great. I think the 95 looks great, and actually I was telling Greg, I didn't even realize that I had this card because it was in like a little booklet, and then I realized it was actually the refractor. So here's the 95 refractor of the one and only Joey Cora. Let's go, baby.
Yes!
Yeah. What's cool is some of his early 95 cards, he was not in a Mariners uniform because he signed with them that offseason. So I really love this card. Is beautiful, man. And the etching and so forth on it, they did such a really good job with the design of this card. I think it looks better than the 94, but that's just my personal preference. I don't own one in my collection, but They're beautiful. So, yeah, that's what the Joey. Is there different variations of the 95s, by the way, like the All Stars? And
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
they all look
they're all the same. Yeah, they're all the same.
Yeah.
okay.
Actually, 95, I'm a big fan of. I do like the Bowman Best 95 quite a bit. As you can see here.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. You love
That's the logo. Their team logo is on the back. So I am a big fan of what they did with 95 Bowman Best.
Craig,
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of the 95 Bowman's Best.
Just so you can see a comparison, because I think the 95 looks hands down way better. Can you kind of like hold them up, Craig?
I didn't bring it. I didn't put my name.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I didn't like it enough to even talk about it.
Yeah, it's okay. All right.
So yeah, I mean with the team logo in the background.
Yeah.
Just,
That is just miles better than 94 in my opinion.
Oh, for
yeah,
sure.
and these sell a lot better than the 94s as
Yeah.
well. The design, Bowman's Best just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
This is in some junky team bag. Let me take it out so I can really show it off.
There you go. Yeah, there you go, Nate.
Oh man, so beautiful.
Mm.
Wow. And they just that Mariners
Yeah.
logo in the background. I got the Bonds as well. I got a bunch of players from this set, but
Nice.
I love it. Look at that etching. Look at the stripe down his pants. That etching right there.
Yeah.
Just
I
all
know.
that small detail, you know.
I noticed that with Tanner's Jose Canseco, the Texas Tanner on the jersey in that 94 looked awesome because it was red and it was super shiny. And I thought that was pretty cool. At least that stood out to me. Yeah, so the etching, when you were showing it off, the etching of his jersey, like right there, the Texas shines really well still. So, right there, you see how his jersey right there?
There you go.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I think that's
Yeah, that etching on the finest. Yeah,
it's the finer details and finest that
Absolutely.
make it. Yeah. Do I need to drop my volume? Is that what's going on?
okay. So then, like with the Bonds too, man, this card. So mine's got the peel on it, but 95
yeah, I peeled mine the day out. That one day I was talking to Greg. I'm like, watch, I'm going to do it for the first time ever.
Yeah.
You know what?
There forever.
This is the first year they had the peel, and
Yep.
I've pulled a peel off of a finest before and just totally dinged up the corner, and I won't do it anymore. I'm just too scared.
No,
So maybe I psych my mind out so
You
bad
did.
that like I say no, don't ding the corner, don't, and then because I'm so worried about dinging the corner, so that's why this one, the peel will never be removed, even though it probably would look much better without the
Yeah,
peel.
baby, get that peel off there.
Oh yeah.
No peel.
This came to mind. You know how when you're talking about cards, you have memories come back with my Joey. I just remembered something. I have a ball that was signed by Joey in 1997. My dad worked security at the Kingdom, and he actually wasn't supposed to ask, but he actually asked Joey to sign a ball for me, and it's still in my room. It's a little bit faded, but I just realized this was the card that was in that, baseball card auto or the baseball auto play next to it. This card had been sitting in there since 1997, so I've had it that long. It's funny to think. I actually did have a refractor when I was a kid, and I forgot that this was it. I was thinking
that's awesome.
You guys were talking. Just a fun fact on the side. Jay Buhner was one of the nicest guys, he said, back in those days. He said Griffey was not nice. He always used to come over and flex at my dad because my dad's a really big guy. But Jay said Jay Buhner, hands down, he used to give him a ride out to his police car at the end of games on the little golf cart every game he worked. So that's pretty cool.
Here's my 95. It's
It's the invisible variation. Yeah.
the
Invisifractor.
I haven't picked one back up yet, so.
All right.
I guess it's
let's move on to 96. Who's got
okay. All right. Let me find a 96 refractor.
I don't think Joey. I wonder if Joey has one. Honestly, I think he does. Yeah, I think he does. Or 98. Okay. I think he's got 98.
So 96 is the top's chrome.
Woof, Greg! Look at all that gold and silver. Holy moly!
Yeah. Here's the bronze. Here's the silver.
Ooh, nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah. That was a personal favorite of mine for quite a while.
Yeah, you made me buy that Ichiro that looked just like that, right? Because hey, it looks just like the 96, Matt. Grab it. Yeah.
And then this is it for me right here.
Ooh.
Gold.
Beautiful. Wow, man. And what are the odds on those? Do you know, like the difference between the variations?
I think it's 281 or something like that. I actually pulled a gold refractor as a kid.
Wow.
I pulled Karim Garcia, and I've told the story a million times. I was freaking.
Yeah.
My grandpa was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "It's Karim Garcia," and he was like, "Who's Karim Garcia?" And I was like, "I don't know who Karim Garcia is." Pedro Martinez.
But it's a refractor.
Yeah.
Right. It was special.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Now the Topps Chrome
Mm.
are absolutely incredible. I call it somebody. I was doing a live feed on my channel one time, and they called it the golf ball refractor, and I like that because the background has those dimples. It looks like a golf ball.
That was the first year for Topps Chrome.
Yes, and I got the Bonds as well. I think the Bonds actually is a nicer looking image because it shows him on the follow through on his swing, and you can really see the golf ball action on this one because it's a little bit of a brighter photo. But this card is just absolutely stunning.
Oh yeah,
love it.
Drop an Aaron Davis quote for me. What does he say when he shows off a beautiful card?
Wow.
There you go.
Wow. I can't. Aaron Davis is the only one that. I mean, look at the belt buckle.
Yeah.
I mean, just all that etching. You don't get that on. Oh man, just and the way it says San Francisco and the helmet, and the detail in the hands with his batting gloves, and I'm just so beautiful. This is the type of card you could literally put in the sunlight and just stare at it and find something new throughout the course of a half an hour or however long you decide to stare at it. But this is just so beautiful. I love this card.
Beautiful, man.
You know, as I was, I don't know how old I was, 13, 12 or 13, and I went to the the pharmacy, and I bought the rest of the Topps Chrome packs, and I pulled the Ken Griffey Jr. Wrecking Crew refractor.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it?
Oh, I sold it a long time ago.
Well, for people that don't know what the Wrecking Crew looks like.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Got some Tim Salmon action. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Tanner,
I do have a Wrecking Crew.
Tanner, do you have a Canseco gold, don't you, from 96?
I do, but it's actually, and this is why I really appreciate these types of show-off videos, and that's why I like to do these show-off videos on Twitter and everything too, because my version is just in a binder. You know, it's not even in a holder. So after looking at Nate's, like Nate, when you're showing yours off and when you're talking about, oh, it's beautiful, the golf ball refraction and all that stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. In a binder. I'm going to get this thing in a holder now. You know, that's why I love these videos, because you can't really do refractors justice until they're moving on camera, you know? So, I mean, like I said, it's stuck in a binder, and it's like, oh, I have a golf ball refractor Canseco. Awesome. Yeah. But, you know, so now here's my finds, by the way. I do have this in the holder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
That's beautiful.
It was a PSA 10. I cracked it.
What? Oh, my gosh.
I don't care, y'all.
I don't blame you. I've actually made up my mind. At this point, I'm going only BGS Pristine is the only thing staying in. Everything else comes out. Yep. Out. Unless it's a rookie card.
Bowman's on the edge.
I've cracked refractors out of slabs.
Oh, yeah. 96
for sure.
Best.
Yes.
Ooh. Look at it. It's almost like an atomic refractor, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know what's cool about the 96 Bowman's Best is they have that's the atomic one there.
Yeah.
But then they have the preview. They got the atomic preview, and not every player is in it, but I'll show what the atomic preview looks like.
The preview was like a sparkle. It was like a sparkle.
Yeah.
Wow, man, look at that. Oof.
So these were not released in 96 Bowman's Best. I don't know what product they were released in, but they were to kind of preview
Bowman, right?
Regular Bowman, yeah. So that's the preview atomic compared to the, and I you know, some days I like this one better. And this one's in a team bag, so it looks horrible. I got like 20-year-old team bags. I mean,
I'm just glad we're doing this for Nate, so he can get all these things out of team bags. Man.
Oh man, yes. Come out and play, Barry. Come out and play. But yeah, I mean that just looks so beautiful.
Did they do a refractor, like a base refractor? Because you and Tanner have both shown up the atomics.
They did.
Yeah. And the base refractor on the preview and the regular one look identical, but that's what the base refractor looks like, and they're beautiful. These cards, they're pretty easy to find compared to a lot of the other refractors from the 90s.
Yeah.
Especially the previews. You could pick the previews up for like a couple of bucks. Yeah. Even like the Bonds you could find for like $5. A Griffey you could probably find for maybe 10 or 15 if you wanted a nice 90s beautiful refractor that's affordable. The 96 previews are pretty affordable.
For cheaper than regulars. The previews are a little cheaper.
Yeah, they're quite a bit more affordable. So you could tell them in sales. I don't like to use the word cheap.
Yeah, well.
I do have a little bit of a confession to make here, though, for y'all. So just us guys here. Don't tell anybody else. There are a number of refractors of Conseco that I actually just got rid of that I didn't have doubles of. And is like, we're talking about like the 99 Bowman refractor or something. Some of these truly don't mean much to me. Like, you have to also not just like have the rainbow shine. You got to have a real nice looking card to back it up also. So some of these they just didn't really care about. So just took them out.
Right.
Well, that's what's great about this hobby, man. You could collect any way you want.
That's right. That's right. And you even mentioned in your Jose Canseco like showcase when you showed off all your cards, which again was so much fun to go through. You mentioned that. You said cards that are in my collection are cards that are visually pleasing to my eyes, not cards that say refractor, and so I should value it because it says refractor. It has to look good. So I can appreciate that. There's still some refractors of A-Rod that I haven't picked up yet because I'm like, well, they're always out there and they're not really that good looking. And if I get one in a lot, I get one. So
yeah,
how it goes.
So if I hear Nate talking about him and narrate the 98 Bowman and all this, I might change my mind and be like, he's right. It is awesome.
Yeah,
that has happened so much, though. I mean, think about how many cards in our collections we have because we're all like, Tanner shows off the Focus Pocus. Well, got to get an A-Rod now. So at the Nationals, first one I saw, boink, there it is. And then, I can bring up various cards that you guys have all posted. And, Greg sent me pictures. You got to pick this up. It looks awesome. And so it happens a lot.
Well, that's what makes this hobby so fun is being able to share what we enjoy and then introducing, just new cards to fellow collectors that maybe they'll enjoy as well. So,
yeah.
Okay, so we're almost to where we're all gonna have cards for our players. But did 97? Was it a better year? You think refractor wise? Because that 96, all those cards, honestly, I think those are some of my favorites so far.
So 97 Bowman Chrome was the inaugural year for Bowman Chrome. That's when you started to hit the serious prospecting in the rookies. Bowman Chrome had the regular refractor, which is what this looks like. The red means it's a veteran, and blue means it's a rookie.
Okay.
So you could tell almost right away if you had a vet or a rookie just by the color. And then that's the regular. And then whatever player or whatever country your player was from, they also did the international refractor.
Look at the etching on the flag, man. That looks so sick where the stars are at.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is sick.
Yeah, Salmon got him a American flag. Other players had different flags, but these were really cool because they represented where they came from, and it was the refractor version. So these were pretty neat.
I love the 97 Bowman Chrome international refractors. Those cards are great. I got several players as well in my collection. I love the Topps Finest from 97 and one of the more beautiful ones. This is not the atomic or the golden boss, but like
silver, right?
the power, it's got that lightning in the background and all that is etched. All right, I got to take it out of the
pile of tea bags next to it.
But silver,
the lightning bolt, and then look at like where it says Athletics 25. Just the detail and the etching is so beautiful on these cards.
Yeah.
I mean, everything just pops. It just like catches your attention. And like, this is one of those showcase cards that Greg was talking about earlier. When you go to a card show and you see it and you have to have it. I remember I picked this card up at the TriStar show in San Francisco, probably around the year 2000 or something like that. But I mean, just the background detail. Yeah. And then there's the embossed version of these cards. And I do, if you guys don't have any examples, I do. And they're equally fantastic. And I mean, 97, there's a lot to show for 97.
Let's see, Tanner, what you got there, man. I don't know what cards Jose has in 97,
So here's these are supposed to be the embossed atomic refractors. I think that's what they're called. The thing is with these two cards is they're actually not embossed. They're supposed to be, but they're not. So they made their way into my collection, even though they're not really supposed to exist in this format. So beautiful cards. And when I say embossed, like these players, the characters are actually supposed to be raised.
Right.
And I think on the back it actually says embossed, if I remember correctly. But anyway, so both these are supposed to be embossed, but they're not. So I like picking up these kinds of things for my collection too.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, what those are is they're like prototypes, and Topps had like uncut sheets, and they got out into the hobby. Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's embossed. That's the embossed one.
Yeah.
It does not say embossed, but it's got when you look at the back, you can see like the indentions on them.
Right.
Bowman did not have a gold; he just had silver.
Yeah, I could probably show it on my camera what the embossed looks like. What you're talking about, like on the back, where you can kind of see.
Yeah, you can see.
And the back is equally as beautiful as the front. These are incredible. And then the front, you can kind of see how it is embossed, like what Tanner was talking about right there.
Yeah.
So Tanner, yours are completely flat on the card, right? So that has to be, again, some kind of printing error that you got. There can't be many of those at all.
Yeah, I've only seen at most one other of one of them. So really for me, it's about differentiating my collection from everyone else's. And so we always try to do that with these different types of cards. That's one of the ways I did. I love those because they're anomalies. They're not supposed to happen. They're not supposed to be in people's collections, yet here they are. And a lot of people don't really like the backdoor type of cards or anything. I love them just because of the rarity, and it adds a little mystery to your collection as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're always a fun story. Now on the gold embossed refractors, one of the ways that you can tell, and here, I'll take it out of the bag, is the borders also, in addition to it being embossed, the borders have a decal edge as well. So, but yeah, there we go. And it has this one, the atomic refractor, I guess technology is a lot smaller as well. This is the gold embossed compared to the silver embossed. And then of course on the back, you can really tell where it is embossed. And of course the embossed part is in reference to the front of the card, not the back of the card. That's why it looks kind of funny on the back. But yeah, they are beautiful for sure.
Yeah, those cards. I mean, my wallet and my bank account is very happy A-Rod doesn't exist. I'm sure I would love to have one, if you believe me. Is there a stated print run on each of those, by the way, the silver and the gold? Does anybody know?
I don't know the silver, but it's between 25 and 30 on the golds, somewhere in there.
Yeah. To see that Frank pulled in that group break, that might be the greatest card that's ever been pulled on a live video break from the 90s. Tanner, you've seen that video, right? That Brandt did. We do those group breaks, that 90s group break. And they did a box of finest, and a Frank Golden Boss came out of a pack. It was crazy.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That is a unicorn to pull one of those.
Crazy.
Canseco didn't have one of them. In there's no gold Canseco.
Yeah, if he didn't have a gold version from 97 finest, and he won't have the Golden Boss refractor.
Yeah, I know it's like all the rage for everyone else, but thankfully Jose's not in that one.
Yeah, he does have a silver embossed refractor.
Yeah.
Right, because I have his silver refractor from that year. So
yes.
But yeah.
Right. Yeah, 97 might be the best finest that's ever been made. I think arguably, I think most 90s collectors will agree that that's their favorite year from finest. I mean, for me, it's not because
because of these.
Yeah.
These are the ones right there.
But you look at the sales of those. Yeah, there you go. Tanner, is there Bowman's Best too?
Oh, yes.
And they had the same technology as the embossed refractor there, that gold emboss. That's beautiful.
That's the 97 right there. That's when they started doing autographs on the refractors.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful card, man. Yeah, even with our webcams, Tanner, that picked it up. That was cool.
Y'all don't understand. This is driving me insane.
It's
like,
okay,
webcam is not cutting it.
Yeah.
I got the so beautiful.
I got to read this message from Snoop here. He said, next time Nate, you and Nate and Tanner and Greg are all on, you need to give a sunglasses warning in the title. That's good.
Oh, yeah. Here. My eyes, I am having a bit of difficulty right now. So I got my shades ready for next time we bust out a refractor here.
All right. Well, I'll get things started in 98, and I feel like 98 is a unique year because of this topic that people might have heard us mention called hulking. 98 finest or 98 Topps Chrome have a unique issue with that out of all the years. And my A-Rod, comparatively, I don't know what one looks like without this, is actually pretty good as compared to all the ones that I've seen. But, you think about the man refractors, those are huge. And our friend Alan, he has a Bonds, and he necessarily doesn't like it because of the hulking that's going on. And all the A-Rods that I've seen have that. So before I show the card, am I correct in that it was a moisture thing with cards? There's too much moisture on the card, so they got hulking, or what's the thought on it?
It's not even about too much moisture on the cards. It's just how the cards interact with. It could have been during the manufacturing process, moisture got in there, but it's not from light. It's not from light exposure. I've seen people open up packs that have been sealed since they were manufactured and open them up in like 2018, 2019. And when they come out of the pack, they're hulked. So it has to be something during the manufacturing process where the moisture interacted with the chrome technology. And Topps actually fixed the issue in 1999. So you won't see hulking after 1998.
Is there anything you want to add, Greg or Tanner, to that?
Well, I was just going to say it was more of a chemical thing on the card. But Topps did address it, and they changed it up a bit for card protection.
All right,
you
have
the
man. I'll show the base. I'll show the base. So here's a 98 Topps Chrome refractor. This is A-Rod's first refractor that he ever had, and you guys can see the hulking here, right? The discoloration on the card here, here, and and here. So it's actually pretty good for most of the A-Rod's refractors, but it's a beautiful card, man. There's some beautiful rainbow shine on there. It was not cheap. This card, for some reason, I don't know why or what the deal is, but people seem to really want his first refractor. But yeah, I love the way it looks for sure.
Just so you know, 98 Topps Chrome refractors in general command a pretty good price these days. And I think and back then they were one per box, one refractor per box.
Oh, wow.
And 1998 was a complete parallel set to the regular flagship Topps. So there were a lot of cards in the set too. So to pull any specific player, you had to. It was really tough pull to get any specific player. So even all the subset cards had a refractor variation.
Oh, and I see on the back it says card 504. So okay, that explains why it costs so much. All right.
Yeah. So that was just a huge set.
There you go. All right, now how's the hulking on that thing? I don't really see any.
No, it's actually there's a little bit, maybe like right on his shoulder, but for the most part, I bought this and it had the protective peel on it. I peeled it and I sent it in for grading.
Okay.
But this
you must have been sweating bullets peeling that thing. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, I was for sure.
I'll tell you guys a story on the man refractor when Greg's done showing his.
All right. Awesome card, dude.
So mine, I got the Bonds. And when I bought this card, it did not have any hulking at all. You can kind of see it right in there.
Yeah, along his shoulder, down his leg. Yep.
Yeah, but the thing is I still have the peel on it. So it's not because I haven't been taking care of the card. It's just the manufacturing process caused this. But the story behind this card is when I was collecting refractors in like the early 90's, I mean the late 90's, early 2000s, I remember I picked this card up for $85 and I thought I paid like an arm and a leg for it. And the most recent one sold for well over 500. Maybe it was over 600. I can't remember. But
wow.
But anyways, yeah, these cards are really tough pulls for sure. They're numbered to 75.
They sell extremely well, man. Those to get an A-Rod under 3 or 4 is going to be impossible now. But
yeah,
because of the hulking in my mind, I don't know about you, Tanner. You and me seem to be on the same boat. As like, if it doesn't look great, I don't care how rare it is. Too bad. I really don't feel the need to have one of those cards in my collection unless it's like Greg's, if it has very little hulking on it.
Yeah, Jose's not in it, but after looking at y'all, so like I want to have one in my collection for sure. But after hearing the bonds that's numbered out 75 going for like $500, I don't know. I might have to stay away, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm sure if one popped up now, it would probably sell for more than that. That was 6 months ago or something.
There's a few players that are affordable in there. Didn't somebody pull a Greg Maddux, the man refractor from a box? I feel like last year or something. Was that a refractor or just the regular version? I don't know, but it was cool to see.
Yeah, and you can pick up a Travis Lee for like $20-$30.
There you go.
I couldn't bring myself to do it, man. But on your binder, Tanner, or your refractor binder, right?
Yep, that's right. But it's got to be the right player, though. Maddox is passable. I'm not sure about like Travis Lee or anything though.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. I don't think I could do it either. I have another 98 to show off, believe it or not, and it's a beauty. I'm sure we all know this card, but Tanner, you haven't shown anything off yet, so I don't want to skip you. Did you have any 98s you want to show
98s, off? Those are some that I got rid of. I don't really like them.
Okay. Well, this card didn't make my top 30, and it was borderline, but it's such a sick card. I think you guys all know this card. Turn the light on here. The 98 Atomic.
Oh God, how could I forget about the 98 Bowman's Best? Oh man.
Yep. And the actual, I don't have it out because it's in a top loader, but the refractor out of 400, they look incredible, man. Like this is numbered out of 100. You can see it down here, but the refractor out of 400. That card is amazing, and they sell really, really well. At least A-Rod, one of them sold for like $70, which just blew my mind. But
yeah, I got an example of the ones numbered out of 400 here.
Yeah, I mean, look at the shine on those things.
Man,
yeah.
Team
bag.
Team bag.
Team bag gotta go.
All right. Yeah, when you're doing a live stream, you gotta get it out of the team bag. But there we go. I got a story about one of these cards. I remember I picked up the Juan Gonzalez of this card. I still have it to this day. Back in 1998 at my local card shop. And the night that I picked it up, I was staring at it and I fell asleep with my Juan Gonzalez baseball card.
Oh,
I slept with it.
Wow, man.
But this is the Ken Griffey Jr. one. And yeah, these cards are just beautiful. Love them. Love that detail, that gold ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember the night I slept with Juan Gonzalez?
Yeah, I slept with my Juan Gonzalez refractor, and I was about 25 at the time. So
collector right there, man.
Both of you guys are big advocates of the Bowman Best Atomic, and I'm sitting here. I just like the Topps Chrome Diamond Duos. This is
that's beautiful.
And then on the side is Albert.
That's like a throwback to the 95 Finest, man. That's a beautiful card because all that green's in there,
Yeah. That to me, that's my 98. I don't really care for the Bowman Best. I have I like this card.
Here's one. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the one from this set, but this is from the flagship top set. And then they had a chrome, what was called the Mystery Finest that you could pull out of there. And then the Mystery Finest borderless, the Mystery Finest bordered refractor. And then my favorite, and these do have a lot of hulking issues, but it's the 98 Mystery Finest Borderless Refractor.
I remember
and
that.
these cards are
Really
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And I have a few players from this set. I got this one. I got the Mark McGuire, I think, as well. But I absolutely love these cards. And it was from Flagship Tops.
Yep.
So they were a tough pull back in
Do
'98.
any of you guys have the 98 golden anniversary refractor?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, right.
It's in my graded box.
You know I don't have that.
Mine's in the binder. You know, it's just.
Yeah, right.
I'll go grab it. I'll go grab it.
Okay, hey, we can talk about Nate now that he's gone. Perfect.
I don't have a 98 golden anniversary.
No, I do not have it, and I doubt that I've missed out on the 98 International Refractor of A-Rod from Bowman like 5 or 6 times. I keep underestimating how much that card goes for.
Numbered to 100.
The 98 is? There's not a serial number on it, though. The 98
yeah, I'm thinking the 99, sorry.
Yeah, 99s have 100, yeah.
Yeah. And I left that in there for some reason, but yeah.
All right, so the golden anniversary, I don't have the bonds, but I did buy this card at my local card shop because it is Derek Gibson, but it is the golden anniversary.
Wow.
I just wanted an example of one.
And how much, if you don't mind me asking, did the Derek Gibson run you, just so we can see how what a common player goes for now?
This is a while ago. I got it for $5. I mean, he's a nobody.
Right.
But if it was like,
sorry, Derek.
I had a chance to buy the bonds, but like I had a roof leak. There was all these issues, and I didn't buy it. And I know it sold for like $1,400 for the bonds. I know a McGuire recently sold for about the same price. So
are those all golden anniversaries, Tanner?
These are all golden anniversary refractors. I don't know if I can show the shine or not.
Is that Jared Washburn? He played for the Mariners. I recognize him.
Let me try to get my light on here. Y'all need to see
now, how did you find those, Tanner? Because that's fantastic. You got several of them.
So these are, interestingly enough, all proofs. They don't have serial numbers on them.
I gotcha.
Okay, yeah,
so
yeah.
I've got probably 75 of these or so.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah, and just so all you collectors out there, there are people that are post-production serial stamping the back of them.
yes,
and so you got to be careful on the golden anniversary.
and that's actually a good thing to point out here, because some of, like, for instance, Ken Griffey Jr. can go for like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Your people, kind of like what Nate was saying, is they'll literally take a serial stamp and stamp the back and make it pretend like it's a pack pulled card. These here, I have a whole bunch of proofs and everything from somebody that actually has some sort of a relationship with somebody that used to work at Topps or something. And sadly, I don't have any big names. They're all like no-name guys or whatever. But it's still fun to have them in hand, because otherwise I'd never have seen them before. You know, seen them if I got them if they're actually pack pulled. So
Right.
Well, it's cool to see them in your collection. That's for sure.
Definitely.
And actually, somebody actually bought all these. I'm just waiting on the payment, so they're actually like not mine anymore. But I think there's probably about 75 or so of them in there.
Wow.
That's cool, though. I was about to ask if you had an A-Rod, but now I don't. No, I'm not going to ask. So,
yeah.
Well, let's move on to my favorite year, because man, my favorite refractor, 2 of them, 3 of them, I guess, all come out of 99. 99 was the refractor year. They fixed the greening, hulking issue. There were some beautiful sets, designs from 99. We all know all of them in our head right now. We're all thinking of them, whether you have a player in there or not. You already know about the cards. So who would like to start? I know I started last for 98, but who's got a 99 card they want to show off? Look at Greg. He's got that look in his eye. Go for it, dude.
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to dig something out. So
this is
Oh, he did it. He did it. All right. So
That's nice.
Remove from stream. No, I'm just kidding.
no, just fine. This is the gold, the salmon gold. It just popped up recently. I got it for $50. It's numbered
wow.
numbered to 25. it was easy. He had it for 30, but you could buy it for 50. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it for 50.
So sick, dude.
So it's got, as you can see right here, is the gold. That's what differentiates it. It is a refractor, but the gold signature makes it a gold one. I'm a big fan of this card. I love it. I'm super glad that I could add it to the collection. It's not a golden anniversary, but it's a gold 99. So that's as close as I've got right now.
Awesome. And yeah, I don't know, man. That's a card that's eluded me for a while. I've never seen an A-Rod pop up, but I will tell you that when I first started collecting and I started putting these cards up in my mind, like, okay, what do I have to have? This card kept coming up, and it was my number one for a long time until I bought it from a fellow A-Rod collector. So it's probably in my top 5. I mean, I just love the design of this card, the Fortune 15 Refractor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Here we go.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
You guys know why I love that picture. I think it's obvious by now. But, I mean, look at the shine on the card, the rainbow design. I mean, I opened a few boxes hoping to just pull one of a player, but the etching and everything on here, this card is just perfect for me. And then it's numbered out of 100 too. So I have to show that off. I won't be able to show all my 99s off, but I have to show this card off. It's one of my favorites. So
Fortune 15 is a beautiful set. I have the Nomar. Man, that is one amazing set. They nailed it there.
Mm-hmm. It's just a little bit better than the Warp Zone, right, Greg?
Warp Zone's pretty sweet too.
All right, go ahead, Tanner.
This is a 99, right?
Yes.
Yes,
So,
it is.
And Matt actually sent me a McGuire version of this as well. That's in the binder.
What a nice guy. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, it's like this is one of those cards I didn't really care about until after I sold everything and got stuff back. When I saw this card, I go, oh, man, the pinks, the oranges, the yellows, the blues, the greens. It's just perfect. It's perfection. You know, I just love it. Etching and everything. It's just gorgeous.
Yep.
And it's not really worth that much, but I mean, it's a beautiful card.
They nailed it. Topps Chrome nailed it, man. I'm sure all of us have an all etch, of somebody, right?
Yeah, I think I got McGuire.
Yep. Griffey, yeah, what's up?
That's beautiful. Gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, I love that card. Yep. What else you got for us, Nate? A 99 refractor?
Yeah, actually, I got one of the first color rainbows out there where it's like different variations, not because of atomic refractor technology or embossed, but because they have different color variations. And that is the Team Finest 1999.
Yeah.
And so there's the blue
card, man. Oh,
and
it's got that golf ball thing going on.
All right, I'll take it out of the team bag. But here we go. This is in a really old screw down. I should probably put them in something new.
Still look at
so beautiful.
Yeah.
And so so they had the base version of these, and there was a blue, a red, and a gold, and then the refractor parallel. And this is the blue, which is numbered to 150. The red, which is numbered to 50. And this one still has a peel on it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to take it out of the plastic, but you kind of get the idea. And then the gold, I have this one in a magnetic, which is numbered out of 25.
Oh, that card is so sick. Oh,
yeah.
So
wow.
What I like about these two is the back does use that rainbow foil. This looks like the back of this reminds me of like the how the refractor technology looks on like the newer Topps Chrome product, where there's no etching, so you can see like the refractor shine but no etching. And then of course the front has all that etching as well. But just beautiful cards. And yeah, nice little rainbow, old school classic rainbow right there.
Dang, dude, so beautiful.
Those
are super tough. Anybody out there, those are really tough. I rarely see any of those three ever. So
yeah. So those came out of Finest from 99.
Speaking of Finest, these are also one of my favorites.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, the gold. These are die cut. These do not fit in Ultra Pro. You have to use a Pro mold. And they've got that decal edge right here. but these are amazing. They're numbered out of 100, and like I said, you need an ultra or a Chroma Ultra to fit them.
That was one of my first rainbows I ever finished or rainbow or complete. But to get all three of these was really cool to get one from each A-Rod collector and put them together. So I really do love those too, buddy. Those are awesome.
You got 3 different cards. Salmon only has 1.
Yeah, there's like 3 variations. I remember the first one I got when I saw this card. I was actually at a card show, and I had a PSA 9 score Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card, and at the time that card was selling for like $50 or $100, and I traded it for this gold 99 finest refractor of Barry Bonds. One of the best trades I ever made.
Heck yeah.
But back then that was like a fair trade. Now obviously the Bonds refractor, I ended up doing real well on that trade.
How about you, Tanner? Do you have one of the golds, don't you? I feel like did you show a gold off from 99 in your video?
I do. I was actually looking for, I think it's in the box down there.
Okay.
My version doesn't have the decal edge though. It's one of those it's one of those proofs that's not die cut in the around it. So, but it's not in my case, so it's got to be in this box down here. So I just don't want to rummage and hold everybody up. So
no worries.
So if we're gonna talk,
go ahead.
I say if we're gonna talk 99, we can't forget about Bowman's best.
Yeah, I have an example of each. I'm curious what you were going to show. Which one did you decide on? The Atomic?
Oh man, look at this card. Just wow. I mean, look at that. You got when you get it in the right lighting, it's just incredible. But
to be honest, though, I think the base out of 400 looks better. Now, you guys can decide. I don't know. You both see them. But here's the Atomic, right? I believe I'm holding correct. Yes, it's the Atomic. This is the base refractor. I think it's got more shine on it. I think.
Well, you know what? Like there's a subset from 1999 Bowman's Best. It's called the Best Performers.
Mm-hmm.
And probably my favorite. All right. When you're ready, I'll show this subset.
No, my eyes are starting to get. My light is killing me.
I mean, this subset just will absolutely kill your eyes. I mean,
yeah, that is bright.
And I remember I traded this card. I had like a bunch of Barry Bonds rookie cards, like a 1986 Donruss, the rookies, and a couple of other ones, and I traded it for this McGuire.
Oh, here, sorry, Dave.
Traded them for this McGuire, but this look at man, we lost Tanner there. Hopefully, but yeah, look at the etching on this card. I mean, the etching on this card is absolutely ridiculous. This is probably the you like you said, Matt. 1999 is just ridiculous, and.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That card is just ridiculous. Just so beautiful.
That was the year they actually combined my 2 favorite players.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
So I got Frank and Salmon on one card. And then this guy. But yeah, this was like just heaven for me. Frank, Salmon, and another guy.
I thought it was funny. That's an example of our group. Somebody posted this card. Then I picked up the A-Rod Jeter Nomar. Then Greg went and got his, and it literally just kind of like kept going and going. Tanner, you've been waiting patiently. Do you have some refractors from 99 there that you wanted to
No. Yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, my internet kicked out, so I'm not sure if y'all saw me, but I just recently came back on.
I don't know how long you were gone for, but I had Nate up on the big screen, so it was perfect timing, I guess.
Okay, 99. I think I just showed my 99s. I think that's about it, really. Yeah, this is the only one because I'm not really a big fan of 99 Bowman's Best.
Right.
98 Bowman's Best Conseco didn't have anything in there, so the 99 Finest is in the box down there, the gold refractor proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I've got as far as 99 stuff goes.
All right, I'll show off one more then, and then we got this guy who I've never heard of before watching the show. So I don't know who that might be, but anyways, I don't know I think Barry's in this. The prominent figures from Finest. There's about 4 or 5 of them of each player. I think 4, but the version out of 70 of A-Rod, man, I love the way this card looks.
Oh,
It's got beautiful shine to it. And again, like Nate said on the back, it's got that I don't know if I'm, there you go. You can pick up kind of that rainbow flat shine to it. And I got to give Greg credit for this one because the guy was doing a fire sale in one of the other groups, and Greg's like, "Hey, get ready. He's about to post a bunch." And I was able to pick up that and that standing ovation for really cheap. I'm not going to say how cheap it was, but it was cheap.
That's a beautiful card. Those prominent figures are absolutely gorgeous.
Does Frank have any of those, Greg?
Yeah. I think I have one.
Okay. Awesome. Well, 99, it was the best year. I mean, this was my very first A-Rod refractor. I didn't want to go crazy and show up, but it's really hard to find these centered. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to find a player from 99 base. I've opened many boxes of it, and I have a Dan Wilson that's perfectly centered. I should probably grade the thing. It's perfect. But other than that, all of them that came out have usually been off a little bit. So I only have one example of 2000. I still haven't got a 2000 refractor yet. Does anybody have any from 2000 they want to show?
Let's see.
I don't know. Let's see.
So I don't know. I'll just kind of show off all 4 of my favorites here.
Okay, go for it.
So I'll show you what we have. This is going to be like the cheapest one. This is like a sneaky beautiful card. The etching is perfect. The coloring is perfect. And my webcam still sucks. So there's that one. The next one up is Topps Tech Gold. It's blue. It's a proof. It's got square corners instead of the die cut corners, and it's not serial numbered on the back. So like that. 2000 Stadium Club Chrome. First year.
I didn't think of that.
That's beautiful.
Oh, I forgot my Stadium Clubs. Dang.
So this is a proof also, guys. Like, this doesn't have the serial number. It's normally at 25. I was actually on my way to Jose's house when one with the serial number popped up on eBay, and a deal was made with somebody else, unfortunately. So this came up for sale. Had to get this. There's probably the only one out there that's not serial numbered that's out there. And last but not least, I think this is 2000, right? This beauty here. This is another proof it doesn't have a serial number. So, like I said, I'm a sucker for those types of cards to differentiate my collection from everybody else's.
No, but that's cool, man. And we had to talk about that on your podcast about like, what do we want out of our collection? And I think you definitely stood out as saying, I want to differentiate by having a lot of cards that people don't value as much necessarily, but I think they're awesome. And that's what collectors are all about. So, I didn't bring out any of my tech. I didn't think about the golds or the Stadium Club Chrome for some reason. I just, even though it is, I went past all the triumvirate, which is not how you say it, but I went past all those because they don't say refractor on them. I thought the 2000 Chrome refractors are really good though. I have a couple with A-Rod and other players, and the 3 of a kind refractors are super sweet, man. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, I love those cards.
And to have those 3 players on there, I mean, come on. Those were it for me, man. Those 3 guys, I loved watching all of them play. They all had their own unique abilities, and to have all 3 of them on a card is awesome for me. Love that card. That's from 2000 Topps Chrome.
Now I got one I really love, and there is a parallel of everybody of this card for everybody in the set from 2000 Bowman Chrome.
Great.
And it's a 2000 Bowman Chrome Retro Future Refractor. And these are not serial numbered, but the stated print run is 65 on these cards.
Man, that's why that one went for so much. I literally was like, why am I paying so much for an ugly card? Yep.
Oh, these cards are absolutely gorgeous. Now, you got to remember, this is taken off of the 55 Bowman cards that use the TV. And so that's why they call it the Retro Future Refractor. But these are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And they're very, very, very tough. These are a lot harder to find than the international refractors from the previous years. Really, really tough cards. Beautiful. Love it.
Well, that explains that. Oh, there we go, Tanner. Yeah, buddy.
That's what.
There we go. Some vintage.
It's not as pretty as yours, though. those retros are like super tough. But it's funny. I had the 55 Bowman mantle right on my desk because like, got to pull it out. Got to show it to everyone.
That card is big time. Greg, is there a 2000 Salmon refractor? Did he have any refractors in 2000?
Yeah.
But you don't have them out, do you?
And the 2000 Topps Chrome was not a pretty card, but I will show. I mean, they're not my favorites, but
right, there we go.
They're just pretty, like your standard run of the mill refractor. They did have the etching, but I like the 2001s a lot more.
Well, I think like that really covers our era. Before we go to our like the finale of our show, did anybody have anything post 2000 to kind of that they wanted to show? Greg, you want to go with something here? But
oh boy, yeah, I got
like just pick like one or two from post 2000. You can show.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Greg. You want to go first? Yeah. Ooh, nice, beautiful card, dude. Look at the shine.
And that is a legit autograph.
On card?
Yeah, on card.
Awesome. That guy was a beast when he played. A lot of people forget how good David Wright was.
Yeah, this is my best David Wright card. And it was one I sought to buy because I was a big David Wright fan. It was not too long ago, probably 2 years. I wanted it because I was a big David Wright fan and I wanted to get this card. So this from 2002. But that's I have other random salmons, but that's one of the post 2000 cards that stands out in my collection for Refractor.
Beautiful card.
Yeah, Tanner, you had a couple of Jose's that you were showing prior to the show starting. Do you still have those out, the post 2000s?
Yeah, actually, I'll lead with something else though. There's two of them I'll show you. I'll show off here. This is a 2003 Tribute Gold refractor.
Ooh,
Out of 25. I sold this card, guys. I sold it to a dealer, and in order for me to get it back, I had to buy it at a premium. But you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of them. And the last one, this is another one that went to a collector in Canada, and he was kind enough to give it back to me. This is a 2004 Topps retired black refractor autograph, and this is one of my favorite cards out of my entire collection. It is beautiful, ridiculously hard to get a hold of. The last one I think probably went for a little over $200.
Wow.
Everything to me is perfect about this card. It's just perfect. I love it.
Well, he's in his A's uniform, man. Like that's perfect. If he was in like a different uniform, it wouldn't be great. Nate, we'll end with you because I can hear you got a few there. I only have one to show off, and it's clearly not an A-Rod.
All right. He wasn't in the Mariners after 2000.
Right.
But one of my
go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
One of my favorites was I think it's like 2005. No. Oh God. Oh no, this is a lot older than I thought. It's a 2002. The Topps Pristine, and there's a gold version of this card as well. Mm-hmm. I just don't have it with me right now. I have it, but not with not in my box because it's graded. But this card is so beautiful with that background with the Giants, and gorgeous card. So love this one. Yeah. And then also the 2005. What do they call it? All-time fan favorites. This is the gold refractor.
Wow.
And these cards are super tough to find, super tough to track down. They're numbered to 25, but it has all that detailed etching. Mm-hmm. And then the background has that etching texture to it. Just absolutely gorgeous card. And then the back kind of looks like the 2001 Topps Chrome refractor where they use that retrofractor design on the back. So that card's great. And then of course I like the old gold finest atomic refractors. And this is part of my rainbow from the 2005 rainbow of Barry Bonds. So this one's numbered to 10. So yeah, I mean there's just a lot of fantastic refractors. from early 2000 up through the mid 2000s. Those are a few of my favorites.
The only one I have to show off is from 2002, and I convinced Greg to get one of his player. This is an Ichiro from 2002 Topps Chrome, the Gold Refractor, and they're not serial numbered or anything. They came like 1 out of 4 or 1 out of 6 packs, but the set was like 700. So it was extremely tough to get your player. But I love this card. And Ray, if you're still watching, when you showed this card off, I was like, I have to get that Ichiro. And I overpaid a bit for it, but I absolutely love it. So there you go. That's my only post-2000 refractor that I own in a magnetic. So
now, what's cool about the 2002 set was the gold refractors were actually the easy ones to pull. The black bordered parallels, those were numbered to 50. Those things were tough.
Yeah, let's not talk about those because somebody's trying to chase one down still. So, and he's going to break it out. Yeah, you both have one. Let's go to Expo's Tanner first here.
Stupid rare card.
Oh, that's so cool,
hard
man.
to find.
Right. And then Nate's got his too. And I look at that. He's got the 73. Come on, man. I don't think you can beat that. Greg, you got one too, right? Yeah, and there's Greg's Tim Salmon. I love that jersey too. Oh man, such a beautiful. I love those jerseys.
Awesome,
dude.
Then you can't go without the Bowman, our Topps Heritage black border refractors.
Nice too. I think Ray just posted an Ichiro earlier today. So yeah, those are beautiful cards.
What was that number to?
This one is numbered to 57. These are really popular set collectors, so they sell for way more than your average average refractor from that era numbered to that amount.
Well, I think after watching this, we should have these on permanently after the amount of shine that's been like in our faces on the screen and from my light that's literally blinding the daylights out of me. But it's made my cards look better. A little bit. We got to get one for Tanner too. Literally, it's just a headlamp thing, but I've stretched it across my monitor, so it's shining right in.
But I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, but let's end how we always end our show. And
wait, Greg, you got to put on your shades here.
Oh, you're gonna get it. Yeah, let's go. You got to get a picture, right? All
right.
Nice, Greg. I have a feeling I know why Greg is so good with that look and those sunglasses on, but we won't say why. I can't get him to smile. He's frozen. Nice.
Can I see your ID?
Anyway, so Greg, would you like to start with a mail day? Do you have a mail day you'd like to show off?
I do. It's not great.
Oh, come on. It's better than Muhammad Ali, I can tell you that.
It's numbered out of 25. It's the superscript.
Oh, that'll do.
Yeah, that'll
That's
do.
beautiful.
That'll do. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm still looking for the salmon for both years. Caminiti popped up, and I was like, well, I collect Caminiti, and I need a superscript of somebody.
All right.
So that was a purchase.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Right. Well, I go grab mine. Would anybody else like to go for like 60 seconds? Anybody else have a mail day they want to show off? Tanner, Nate?
Well, I'll let Tanner show one off. I'm gonna go grab my recent mail day.
We're both gonna take off. Tanner, you got 60 seconds to carry the show, baby. Let's go.
Oh gosh. Well, shoot. Okay. Let's see. This is actually one that's been on my desk here that I got about probably 3 weeks ago or so. Quad patch 1 of 1 Astros. So I like that one. That's I also got this. Somebody sent this to me for free, which is nice. You see, it's kind of like a transparent in the background and everything. So
is it clearly authentic?
Yeah, it's a cool card. I like that. So I mean, that's all. Oh, hey, wait. Also this.
Okay.
Fun fact.
Oh man, sunglasses, Phil.
Uh-oh.
Are you okay?
Knock the shades right off your face.
They're still alive.
Oh,
Still
okay.
All right. So, Nate, you want me to go? You want to
go?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I have to show both of these off. So I'll show one. Like this is up Tanner's alley. I don't know if you saw this card earlier today, Tanner, but I got a salesman proof or a salesman sample card of the 98 Amazing Greats. And you can see down in the corner right here, there's a hole punch down there.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And on the back, there's no serial number, except the back of it has the out of 250, but not the actual numbering. So I was actually able to contact the seller of this card. He gave me his contact info, and I emailed him and talked a bit, and he gave me the backstory on it. So that was really cool. Basically, this was made, and they took it around to all the execs and tried to get them to cross off and say that's a good set. So a guy bought a bunch of them, and I was able to get one. Give a shout out to Andy, by the way, for letting me know this was available. But we're talking about Topps refractors, and this is pretty darn close to a refractor, the 98 diffractor from Topps Tech.
Ooh.
And I love the way that these look, man. Holy! And I got a really good pattern to boot. I got pattern 1, so I'm pretty happy about that. And the back, of course, looks awesome. Got that atomic refractor from 98 action
That's
going.
amazing.
So I'm really happy to have one. I'm not going to go crazy and get another, but I'm happy to have my first refractor for sure.
God, you know what I really regret is like it's not doing the Brady Bunch thing. Like, looking here or down. Like, I wish we would have been doing this. Like, if somebody, like, if Greg's talking, be like, yeah, I've been so, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I know you guys have been we've all talked about the diffractors, and so yeah, yeah. Did you find is there a fly on the wall in there, Greg, or did you see a refractor up on the shelf shining down?
No, I didn't find anything.
All right, Nate, what you got? Any recent mail?
Yeah, so the 96 Pinnacle Skylines Barry Bonds card has been like a card I have not wanted. And I'm like the only player collector that doesn't want that card. And it's because the background has this guy's house in it.
Yeah.
What?
So there we go. We got
oh man.
So this goes with the Muhammad Ali card. But anyways,
wow.
this is a recent pickup. Not a refractor, but I got the cut above.
Yep.
Or the EX 2000, Mark McGwire. And so love the cards from this set. And I have the Bonds now. I have the Bonds, and now I got the McGwire. So just a fantastic addition.
We were just talking about that card and the bottom. If they would, why take the black out? Why take that little black part out? That would have made it so much better. But it had to have been to sit in the pack correctly. That's my only thinking.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yep. Hey, Greg. I'm just trying to make sure he's still awake because it's super late where he's at right now. He's gone off the deep end.
I'm here.
Well, hey, I don't know about you guys, but this was a lot of fun. We could have talked for hours about these refractors and kept showing them off, but when it comes down to it, that's all.
That's my box, I just touched the surface, so we could always do another episode.
All right. Hey, Greg, you made my pops laugh. He's cracking up in the chat right now. So nice job, dude. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't know about you guys, but this was a fun group of people here, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to corner you guys and say we should do another one soon together because it was a lot of fun to not only showcase cards, but we all have such unique stories about where the cards came from and why we like them. And I love Tanner saying, I mean, to have a collector that was as big of a super collector to write a book for crying out loud and to sell them and realize thanks to us to bring. Oh yeah, wait! Shout out, Tanner. There it is. Yeah. That's okay. You know what, Tanner? You just subscribed to us, and I still haven't bought the book, so now we're on even ground. So it's all good.
Well, so now I'm a subscriber, so you're going to buy it now, right?
I am. Yeah. Well, if we can get one more and get to 250, yes, I will buy one if somebody subscribes soonish.
I'm actually waiting for an Alaskan to make a purchase because I've got like 5 or 6 more states to go. So look forward to it.
I have to be the first one. I'm doing it as soon as this podcast is over. Can I get an autographed version, by the way? Is that something that can happen?
Heck yes, you can.
All right, and where do I have to buy it if I want that instead of buying it on Amazon? Because on Amazon they'll ship it to me instead, right?
Right. Yeah. In order for it to count in my little like state kind of thing, my state countdown, you have to PayPal me directly.
Okay, perfect. Well, I will do that. Do you have one from Tennessee, by the way?
I don't know. I'd have to check. I just remember that Alaska. Greg,
I'm pigeonholing Greg
you
into
haven't bought it yet? What the heck, man?
I'm sorry, I've been busy.
You guys are doing like the Brady Bunch thing going on. This is hilarious. I love it. Hey Nate, how's it going down there, bro?
Yeah. All right, yeah, Brady Bunch and
Bob Saget. Oh, it must be getting late, but I will do that. You have my word. As soon as we're done here, I will take care of that. But anyways, let's do it again soon, guys. Really enjoyed it. We got a month until Christmas time, so I don't know if that means more people are going to be listing cards. I'm hoping people need some spending funds, so some rare Tim Salmon, rare A-Rod, rare Canseco, rare Bonds all get thrown up there, and we can all have one more big-time purchase before the end of the year. That would be really cool. So really enjoyed having you all on. I'll start with you, Greg. Thank you for staying up so late and joining us. I know you've been working hard all day, but thanks for spending the time with us.
You're welcome, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. No, I'm looking the wrong way. You're down here. Sorry. Yeah. So
we'll do another one soon. Just have your people talk to my people.
I will try that. You're a hard man to track down, but I will do my best with that. And then Nate, thanks again, man. We love having you on the show. Some of our highest viewed episodes Nate has been a part of, and it's all that camera work and that showcasing. So thanks for being awesome with that, man.
guys, I always have a blast hanging out with you here on the Essential Credentials. So thanks again for having me.
Yep.
And it was great finally getting to talk to Tanner as well. I know we've chatted on texting before, but we never actually got to hang out in person, so it was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Like, dude, I know your voice and you know my voice. I guess we never actually talked to each other directly. That's crazy.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And then I will say, Tanner, awesome having you on. We should just do this. Awesome having you on. And I loved being interviewed on your podcast. I'm excited for when you interview him down here and when you interview both of us. That will also be a lot of fun. So thank you.
Yeah, we will do an Essential Credentials takeover over at the TanManBaseballFan podcast. And Nate, I definitely look forward to having you on at some point also.
Yeah.
Really, y'all, it's been great. I enjoy the heck out of talking to each and every one of you.
Awesome.
Same here, buddy. Same here.
Right on.
Thanks. Well, hey, everybody have a great night. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll probably have an episode in a couple weeks here. Obviously, Thanksgiving's coming up this weekend, so we will be quite preoccupied with all sorts of things. But next weekend, we'll get that squared away and let you know as soon as we can. So good night, everyone.
Just look for us on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. Let's get one more for 250, baby. We're almost there. Let's go. All right. See you guys.
Good night.